following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Hello? Hello, is this on? Get me someone, anyone, calling all able-bodied hurlers. Late game magic is needed and has been for a while. A trip to Atlanta and South Florida yielded plenty of positives, yet a 2-3 finish is not where they want to be. And now, a 5-game homestand is monumental. Ian, please pick up the phone. You are needed tonight. Again. His last 6 have been fabulous, the acting ace. Well, the boys from Frisco are in town, and they can pitch. Plus, hit a bit, enough to be 6 over and a half game back. Let's do this 2-gamer. Just another day in paradise. It is great to be back home from the East Coast back to the great state of Arizona, where tonight at Chase Field, the Arizona Diamondbacks go head-to-head with their rivals in this Western Division of the National League, but their rivals are playing very good baseball. The Giants and the Diamondbacks. San Francisco finally finding a way to beat San Diego last night for the first time this season. They are 1/2 game back of the Padres, of course, Arizona, after a tough road trip, 16-24. Hello there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. Glad to have you with us. He's Mark Grace. My name is Darren Sutton, and we trust to this point your week has been a good one. Going back a little on the calendar, about mid-April, when you take a look at all the Diamondbacks, well, the 4 starting pitchers for the Diamondbacks, and we've talked about this a lot of late. Tonight's starting pitcher, Ian Kennedy, has been the best right now, the acting ace of this club.
I don't think there's any question. He has been the hottest starter for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Ian Kennedy, I think to a lot of people's surprise, has taken the bull by the horns. You'd like to see that from just about every Diamondback pitcher, but Ian Kennedy, there was a lot of question marks about his health. There was a lot of question marks, Darren, whether he was a major league pitcher. I think he has answered those questions and then some. He's throwing strikes. He's using all his pitches. He's been awfully impressive.
Has believed in his curveball quite a bit more last couple of outings. Kennedy, if there's anything, it's the long ball that is his undoing, but they've been solo shots. He's given up 10. As we show you the 4 that pitched for the San Francisco Giants, this is how well they have pitched. They combined have given up 10 home runs this year.
Yeah, they've been pretty amazing. Tim Lincecum, we're going to see him tomorrow. He's the guy that wins all the Cy Youngs. We're going to see Todd Wellmeyer tonight. He's a guy that if you're going to have a chance, you're going to have to get this guy. He's their number 5 starter. You make hay against these guys, Darren. You can't expect to go out and hammer Tim Lincecum. You can expect to go out and get a good outing from your best starter right now, Ian Kennedy, and try to beat their number 5 guy, Todd Wellmeyer.
These Diamondbacks owe themselves something, if anybody else. They were 0-6 on their last homestand. They're back home for 5 games, 2 against the Giants, 3 against Toronto. They owe themselves something.
Oh, I think so. I think they owe themselves a good homestand. They owe the fans a good homestand. I think they owe you, definitely.
Well, I'll take it. No doubt about it. I'll take a 4-1 stop at home. Glad to have you with us. Justin Upton starting to hit. Hop on my back, he says. He talks about feel in the batter. River Casinos, proud partner of the Diamondbacks. By Schumacher European, your Mercedes-Benz Supercenter, located at Scottsdale Road and Loop 101, or drivethebest.com. And by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com, grab your bag. It is on.
And we're just about set for the first pitch in downtown Phoenix. The Diamondbacks opening up a 6-game homestand, the first of 3 with the San Francisco Giants tonight. A.J. Hinch's club trying to turn over a new leaf after a bit of a struggle in recent days, but proof that things can turn around in a hurry. Look no further than right field, where Justin Upton is starting to heat up like the Arizona summer. After hitting just .213 in the month of April, he's hitting over .300 this month, including .429 in the most recent road trip. It's been a trend for Upton the past 2 seasons to get out of the gates a little bit slow, but turn things on in the month of May. He won Player of the Month last May in the National League and went on to make the All-Star team. But it's not so much about the numbers for Upton, it's much more about feel.
The first thing is if you're not feeling good in April when the season starts, trying to figure out why what's not feeling good. Is it timing? Is it swing path and whatnot? And once you troubleshoot that, it's really getting a feel for trying to plan a game and getting a feel in the cages is the toughest part. Trying not to transfer what you're working on in the cage to the field. When you get step on the field, you got to be 100% locked in on what you're trying to do with that pitch, not really what your mechanics are, and sometimes you leak into that, and right now it's still a process. I'm starting to get there, but I'm starting to get a feel for it.
Upton and the Diamondbacks eyeing a win at home. The San Francisco Giants eyeing the top spot in the National League West, entering tonight just a half game back. It's the Giants and the D-backs, and it's next on Fox Sports Arizona.
Boy, it's good to be back home. Let's play baseball. Ian Kennedy against Aaron Rowan to get things going. The first pitch of the ball game is strike one. That has been a regular occurrence for the Diamondbacks right-hander. His numbers delivered by the UPS store. Couple of wins, deserves a better fate. A 3.58 ERA. The walks very low for the young right-hander. High fly, right field. 0-2 the count on Aaron Rowan. 268, 5 homers, 18 RBIs for Rowan. And the next RBI that he picks up will give him 500 in his major league career.
Been rock solid this season. Had to miss some time after getting hit in the head with a fastball.
Breaking ball, down the line it goes. That's the pitch we were talking about. He's believing in it a lot more lately. That one got a lot of a lot of the plate, and on no balls and 2 strikes, very hittable. So a double for Aaron Rowan, and that's his 5th double of the season.
Yeah, you hang a breaking ball 0-2, you are really doing Aaron Rowan and any hitter. I mean, right down the middle, a hanger. 0-2, certainly Ian Kennedy wanting something a little better than that, but right out of the gate, the Giants cooking.
And one of the chefs doing the cooking is this man in the batter's box. Boy, they're saying an awful lot about the contributions of a role player for several years here, Andres Torres. Squares the bunt. There's the curveball again. Good sign that he believed in it. 0-1 the count. Hitting .294, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Game-tying homer last night in San Diego in the 8th inning, an eventual win. Hitting over 400 last week or so. 32 years old, 14th professional year, making huge contributions. Fouls that one back. This is one of his bigger ones. That tied the game at 4, an eventual win late for the San Francisco Giants. For the first time this year, they beat the San Diego Padres.
See if he makes a better 0-2 pitch here.
Change up, dives away. And when they speak of Torres and his contributions, look, they can talk about that and the homer, and the numbers have been good. But there are some extracurricular things. There are ways he goes about his business, and when you have this much time and you're still there, guys like this hard to replace in a clubhouse. Waves at a curveball away. Snyder can't hang on. He'll turn it into an out. Nice job. Let's take a look at the rest of the lineup. Sanchez back healthy, recovering from offseason shoulder surgery. Freddie Sanchez won a batting title a couple of years ago. Pablo Sandoval, of course, hammered the D-backs last year. Molina hitting. Uribe, Shearholz. Ishikawa gets the start. Usually Aubrey Huff over there. Todd Wellemeyer is on the mound.
A big strikeout there for Ian Kennedy. That keeps Aaron Rowan to second base. Snyder couldn't come up with it, but he found a way to snare it, keep Rowan at second base, and get the out at first.
Yeah, the Giants lineup just got better because this man is back, and it's been about a year plus worth of nicks and nags and injuries. He finally underwent left shoulder surgery this offseason, so he missed the first month plus, first 38 games of the year. This is a career .299, 300 hitter. Won a batting title, as we mentioned, in Pittsburgh a few years back. Remind folks the type of hitter he is.
Well, he's a guy that's tough to defense. He can go from line to line. Not a big power hitter, as you can see his career numbers. I mean, if you make a mistake, he can run into one about 5 or 6 times a year, but just a little scrappy. Trying to compare him to somebody we know and love. Like maybe a Mark Loretta type, something like that.
That's a great comparison. I mean, you get maybe a little bit more pop or a little bit more ability than like a David Eckstein with regard to pop.
Yeah, exactly.
One and two, the count. Giving a look, Rowan was leaking off there. Rowan gets back just fine. How about, I think I know who you were thinking
Remember
of.
Jeff Cirillo?
Mm-hmm.
This guy reminds me a lot of Jeff Cirillo.
That's a good comparison. That one is lifted foul, and it's down the line. You and I were trying to find the name. I was thinking Shea Hillenbrand. You were thinking Jeff Cirillo. Good comparison. Defense brought to you by Jaguar. It's Jackson Young. It's Upton. Reynolds, Drew, Johnson, LaRoche. And behind the plate, Chris Snyder.
Yeah, Jeff Cirillo finished out his career here with the Diamondbacks.
Only postseason appearance ever.
Had some great years with the Brewers.
Outside, 2-2 the count to Freddie Sanchez. Well, Sanchez that batting champ in '06. He's a 3-time All-Star. Last year between Pittsburgh and San Francisco, hit .293 with 7 home runs. Played small college baseball, grew up in Southern California, but went to the South to play small college ball. Change of pace, down he goes on strikes. Fabulous pitch. That runner is still at second base.
After a fastball in that was pulled foul, right behind it the change up, and that's perfect location just below the knees. You can see way out in front of it was Freddie Sanchez. It's a tough welcome back after a long time off.
And now Pablo Sandoval. 278, 3 homers, 12 RBIs in his first 2 seasons previous of these, as the Kung Fu Panda fans are in the house. Hit .333 in his first 2 seasons in the big leagues.
I think he hit .900 against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, you're exactly right. As a matter of fact, how about 37 for 87, 425.
With some home runs, some big hits.
.490 career hitter in this ballpark as that one bounces in there. He's been quiet in May. You can see what he's done against Arizona. He's been a big hitter here. He's hoping, I would imagine, seeing those uniforms may get him going. But again, last 15 games, he's hitting just $156. Three home runs, 12 RBIs. And the 2-0 shot right back through the middle. Doan comes on down. I guess he thought right. Struggling in May, but not in this ballpark ever. A .490 career hitter at Chase.
I mean, a 2-0 fastball right down the middle. My goodness. Both hits Kennedy have given up. Boy, look out. An 0-2 curveball that hung right down the middle, and then the 2-0 fastball.
And so now you move on to Bengie Molina. Another guy who didn't quite know where he would be playing throughout the winter. Will it be New York with the Mets? Will it be San Francisco? Ended up coming back to the club with which he has spent the most time, the Giants. And he takes a pitch that misses away, and he has been a major contributor, hitting .330. And he's walking a lot more this year, patiently reaching base at an over 40% clip, and that's rare for Bengie. The 1-0.
Good fastball to the outside corner there.
Amica Insurance presents the hit zone for Bengie Molina. The 1-1. Breaking ball, it's pounded foul. And so Molina, 1-2 the count. And we talk about the walks for Bengie, they're up a little bit, but he still doesn't strike out. Only 11 strikeouts this year. And that, he will tell you, maybe even is high for him. There are 2 really big lockers in the visiting locker room for visiting players. They're for the guys with the most service time. It's a strict rule. That's who gets them. They can't be bought. They can only be earned. And Bengie has finally moved into a big locker. That one is outside. I tapped him on the shoulder. I know you did just in front of me, but knelt down and spoke with him for a minute. I said, well, you're officially old if you're in this locker. He's had a nice career, hasn't he?
He has had a terrific career. I think a more than expected for a lot of people type of career. Turned himself into a terrific hitter.
The 2-2. Down the line it goes. Reynolds up the ladder, and he puts it away. 1 run is in. Rowan with a double. Kung Fu Panda with an RBI single. Skipper A.J. Hinch and his club back home. 2 against San Francisco, 3 against Toronto. Let's take a look at the manager's starting lineup. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. At the top of the order is Kelly Johnson, Connor Jackson, then Stephen Drew. It's Justin Upton, Adam LaRoche, Mark Reynolds. It's Young, Snyder, and Ian Kennedy. Todd Wellemeyer, throughout his early stages of his career, was a relief pitcher, specifically with the Chicago Cubs. Last couple of years, he has worked on the starting pitching assignment with St. Louis, now this year with San Francisco. This is the work he has done. His last outing pitched very well, though, against the Houston Astros. 7 1/3, 2 runs allowed.
Yeah, he's a guy that has a lot of good stuff. He's got a good arm, can run it up there in the low to mid 90s. Got a good change up and a decent breaking ball as well. His problem in his career is just a few too many walks. You know, even though he's tough to hit, when you're walking people, the hits tend to drive people in. Big old boy.
Goes to work with a fastball, dives a little bit low. Shoulders plenty wide enough to fit Wellemeyer on the back of that jersey. That's what you're talking about. Those coat hanger shoulders as he deals a fastball over the outside to Kelly Johnson. Kelly just 4 for 20 on the road trip. Had a couple of doubles, couple of walks as well. Homered on the trip, was 0 for 3 with a walk yesterday. So Kelly back home, maybe things will get going for him.
There's the change up from Wellemeyer.
Won't throw too many of those. A lot of fastballs and sliders. As the righty rocks and fires and misses low. 3-1 the count. This is the breakdown of what you will see. 2/3 of the pitch is fastballs. A lot of sliders and a handful of changeups and curves. As the 3-1 is popped up and into the seats for a souvenir.
Well, Kelly did a good job of getting to 3-1, getting the fastball that he wants, but he didn't catch up with it.
The Diamondbacks arrived home all the way across the country at about 7:30 last night. As that one is inside. Johnson walks for the 19th time this year.
3-2 slider. Interesting.
Torres, Rowan, Shearholz in the outfield for San Francisco. Sandoval, Uribe, Sanchez, Ishikawa. Gold Glover, Benji Molina behind the plate. And again, Freddie Sanchez, a guy defensively pretty good. Not an exceptional defender at second base. Here's Connor Jackson. 250, no long balls, 5 batted in for Connor. Goes right to work and pops it up. Into center field it goes. Aaron Rowan is there. And puts that one away. I'll tell you, just a little bit of late run on that ball. Connor swung at it like it was down the middle. It wasn't by the time he hit it.
I wouldn't mind seeing A.J. Hinch and the Diamondbacks go right back to pushing that accelerator. That to me looks like a fastball just above the belt, middle end. Pretty good pitch to hit. He was just a little tardy.
Well, now Stephen Drew. Drew 4 hits and 18 at bats on the trip, 222 clip. And 1 for his last 10. Curveball, a slow bender, is high. And the Amica Insurance hit zone for Stephen Drew.
So the guy's hitting 300. He can only hit in the middle and middle away.
He hits Wellemeyer, though, 6 for 9 against him with 2 doubles and a homer. Pitch is up and away. 2-0 the count to Stephen Drew. When we talk about these two teams as they go head to head, the Giants won the season series last year.
That's a good man there, Bruce Bochy.
You bet. He just had to deal with his old club in San Diego, who's having a great season. Up and away, 3-0 the count. Well, you talk about those walks, and you can see even working behind in a lot of counts. It's a young man that averages about 4.5 walks per 9 innings in his career. And that's just too many.
Way too many.
When you're only striking out about 6.5.
He's already walked one this inning. He's 3-0 on Drew. Taken all the way.
3-1 the count. Pitch for the Cubs, for the Cardinals, for the Royals, for Florida, for San Francisco now.
Kind of becoming one of those guys that gets a ticket with a club in spring training and then earns his way onto the club. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Not a bad number 5 because he's a guy that can bounce back to the bullpen if need be with his career experience. Fouls that one back.
Another 3-1 pitch right there to Stephen Drew's liking, but he couldn't do anything with it.
1-0 the score out of the gates. An RBI, Pablo Sandoval. He realizes the Diamondbacks are just what he needed to get things going. Justin, he is going. He waits on deck. And the extra base hit stacking up for Drew. He's got 10 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers. Runner goes, it's inside, it's ball 4.
That's 3-2 sliders that he's thrown, and they both missed. Interesting.
Want to remind you, every time that a D-back hits a home run this season, Fulton Homes will donate $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. And now Justin Upton. Upton ready to roll after rolling on this road trip and here in the month of May. 9 for 21 in the trip. Double, 2 triples, a homer, 4 RBIs. As that pitch is high. 1-0 the count to Justin.
Well, Wellemeyer's looking in at Jerry Meals, the home plate umpire, like, that's a strike, isn't it? Well, no, not when you've walked 2 out of the first 3 batters. Borderline pitches are going to go the other way.
Young man out of Kentucky, 31 years old.
Ooh, Justin had his pitch that time. Missed it. There have been a few pitches in the middle of the plate in this inning, Darren. I mean, this is center, cut. Oh, baby.
I thought it was very telling, Justin sharing with us before the game that once you get to May, even if you've struggled in April, you don't want mechanics in the box with you. As that one is swung right through, he says, no matter what I'm going through, I have to get to a point where I just start trusting and feeling and being where I need to be. I can't be thinking about my swing mechanics in a game in May, in the box.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, you try to get all that out of the way in March.
He said it leaks in occasionally. That's the word he used. 1-2 the count. Outside. 2-2 to Upton. Well, we have seen Justin against hitters like this. When he is right, pitches away, he'll just drive him the other way. Hard. He is 9 for his last 20 with runners in scoring position. Keep an eye on those runners. They stay put. Broke his bat. There's 1. There's 2. That is a double play. For just the second time this year, Wellemeyer rolls up a twin killing. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet, and by Blippy, America's sub shop. Also by Nissan. Right now, get a great deal on your new Nissan during Nissan's National 10 event. See a Nissan dealer today. Ian Kennedy gets ready to go back to work. The right-hander, the former Yankee out of USC, with a dandy curveball dropped in there to Juan Uribe. Good bend on that breaking ball. 0-1 the count to Juan. 274, 4 and 24. And that pitch outside. 1-1 the count. Coming into the season, I think a lot of people thinking about these Giants, well, you got to love their pitching, but they won't hit a lick. They just won't. There's not enough there, and the guys that are there are older. You know what they've proven?
What?
That if you hit enough and you pitch really well, you're going to win some ball games.
You're going to win a lot of ball games.
Guys like Uribe, Nate Shearholz all pitching in. Matt Cain's certainly part of that down there. 3-1 the count. Change of pace on 3-1.
We didn't swing very hard at that one, did he? Came unglued and was about 8 feet out in front of it. Certainly looking fastball.
He's played second and short about an equal amount of time, and he's out front again of the changeup. The Giants earned that victory yesterday, a 7-6 win in 12 innings. They had a 7-game losing streak to San Diego alone. Won't chase, and a walk. So Uribe is on. Walks for the 14th time this year. Both Molina and Uribe, two guys that rarely, if ever, walk, have been doing it more. I just think they're wising up, as you say, to do the right things in the batter's box. Don't try to slug it. Don't try to be somebody you're not because of the pitching. Just relax.
Do your thing. Take what they give you. Rick Sutcliffe taught me that early in my career. These are the best pitchers in the world. Take what they give you.
The Giants, when they score first in a game, the first run in a game, and they already have done that. And that's, I think, speaks to pitching, too. They're 16-2 this year when they score first. The right-hander works out of the stretch.
Good pitch right in on the hands there of Shearholz. I mean, right underneath his batting gloves, nothing you're going to do with that pitch.
He pitched ineffectively in Atlanta, too. Not scary in like Edwin Jackson did some, but in.
Edwin was flipping, folks. That was big league.
I tend to say I agree. And it helped. Helped his slider, made it more effective.
Good elevated fastball right there. Shearholz fouls it off. Now he's got him set up for the changeup, Darren. Let's see if he goes with it.
Outfield straight up. Infield maybe a step to pull for Shearholz. San Francisco's #2 pick back in 2003. Other played baseball for the Air Force Academy. The 0-2. Backed off. Can they get 2 out of it? 1 and runs too well. Kennedy doesn't roll up many. We were talking about Wellemeyer. He had just rolled up his second. Ian's only rolled up 1 this year. Double play, that is. Is that a change, by the way?
That was a breaking ball.
Okay.
It looked like Kelly just may have took a little bit too long. Nope. They did it as well as they could, but as you said, Shearholz just runs way too well. Let the lead runner out. Kennedy will take that. And that'll bring up Travis Ishikawa, the first baseman. Understand he likes your photography skills.
He was excited to see his name in the starting lineup. He thought he might should get a picture of that starting lineup. Ishikawa. has had one start at first. This is a guy that played just about every day. There's Aubrey Huff playing over there now.
And he's doing very well.
Remember now, this is a club. These Giants had an offer on the table for Diamondbacks first baseman Adam LaRoche. And this is no disrespect at all intended to Aubrey. They settled for Aubrey Huff, and he's done a great job for him. As a matter of fact, Huff hitting .333 last 2.5 weeks. One to nothing, the Giants lead it. You ever have a team you can't beat for a while? Like the San Diego Padres and these Giants?
Bad matchups.
Benji Molina was saying he thought they might have stressed, especially the younger players, a little bit too much about winning in San Diego.
Makes sense.
So they drained themselves a little bit coming in here to Arizona. I'll tell you who's like that for the Diamondbacks. They don't see him as often. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. They can't beat Milwaukee. Everybody else is beating Milwaukee.
As a matter of fact, they're losing again tonight.
Haven't won a game since they left Phoenix.
Since they left Phoenix?
Have not won a baseball game. How long ago was it they were here? Almost 10 days ago?
Change up, 1-1 the count. So that this year is the surprising San Diego Padres to these Giants. But Benji's saying, come on now, boys. It certainly isn't October. These aren't do or dies. Let's relax a little bit. But that's the guy that gets the big locker. You know, when you get the big locker, you should be a sage like that. 1-1 the count. Milwaukee's lost 9 in a row, by the way. As that one bounces in there, they're in danger of losing their 10th tonight as they. Oh, it's over. All right, they're done. So that's 10 in a row now.
Oof.
Diamondbacks don't enjoy playing them. Everybody else does. And it's a matchup then. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's like boxing. You know, it's not so much talent that wins in boxing because they're all talented. It's styles. Styles win boxing matches. Certain guys just match up better with others.
Kennedy steps off. Now on the flip side, Milwaukee hasn't won since they left Arizona. The Dodgers haven't lost since they left Arizona. They have won 9 in a row.
Wow.
The 2-1. Outside, throw down from Snyder. Got a chance. Got it.
Beautiful throw there from Snyder. Got a change up. And he just threw a Steve Reich to Stephen Drew. Got the tag on just in time. That's Dan Iasogna with the call at second base. An emphatic out. And all of a sudden, Bruce Bochy and the Giants have kind of run themselves out of an inning.
Well, both these clubs, it has been a sore spot, and that's gunning down base runners. It has been a big struggle for both. And so expect both managers to take advantage on the flip side. That pitch just missed. Boy, a lot of walks or a lot of high counts as well. This is a young man we're used to seeing this year not walk many. 13 walks in his first 15 and third. And just dangerous. This reminds you of Billy Buckner. Though Wellemeyer is hitting for himself here, it gets dangerous when you start walking guys down at the bottom of the order.
I agree. Wellemeyer walked a couple in the first inning. He got out of it.
Todd's 1 for 11 this year with a sac bunt. Right down the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. You got to finish the thought on both sets of catchers and their struggles, and the pitcher plays a huge role in it as well, so they can't be left off the hook. Arizona's thrown out 21% of base runners this year. San Francisco 20. That's a strike right through the heart. League average, just for the discussion, is 30%. So I would imagine both these managers are going to be thinking, let's get it going.
Let's get it going. Let's step on the accelerator.
And Benji's better than that. He just hasn't been this year. And he might need some help.
Yeah, he might have some pitchers that aren't doing a good job of holding runners on.
I got to think it's the mindset, though, against aces. To go when you get on. to push the
Absolutely.
envelope because you don't get as many guys on.
I agree with you. And you got to get the right guys on.
Over the outside, he stranded him. Chris Snyder picking up his pitcher, gunning down a base runner. And a little bit of help for Mr. Kennedy as well. IPK, Gracie likes to call it.
But accountability is also important too. Guys have to do their job, and again, I mean, my job is to put out the fires when they're caused. And there were a lot of guys tiptoeing on this road trip about what was going to happen. We made 2 very significant moves that cost Howery and Boyer their jobs on this club, and everybody takes note of that. It's not an easy thing to do, and not an easy team for a team to absorb.
But a position this team is in, and a position this team has played itself in, and with a lot of season left to go, and accountability certainly the most important thing. I'd imagine it would make anybody nervous to be concerned about their security and their place in this game. But it was up for discussion a lot on this trip, and a lot of it had to do with the bullpen. But I would imagine it extends to other parts as well. 1-1 the count to Adam LaRoche. There was a roster move made today. Cole Gillespie was sent down to AAA. Gerardo Parra went down and started to get his swing right, really got it right. And so he comes back, a left-handed bat. As that one is fouled off, 1-2 the count. You can see Parra, the work he did. They asked him clearly, we need you to get some things right. When you get them right, you'll be back. Well, there you go.
There he is. He's a major league player.
I would agree. Drove in a lot of runs last year, had a lot of timely hits as that pitch dives out of the zone. 2-2 the count. Adam 260, 4 homers, 24 RBIs, 11 doubles. High drive, right field. That one you can go ahead and kiss goodbye. Tied at 1. Home run number 5, RBI number 25, the 7th home run allowed this year by Wellemeyer.
Adam LaRoche showing the San Francisco Giants just what they may be missing by not having him in that lineup. That's just a fastball that Genji wanted inside, and it's right down Broadway, and that might be the longest ball we've seen Adam LaRoche hit. I mean, that is a bomb. Yeah. Wow, did it go that far? That's a great shot right there. What a keyhole.
That was a Fulton Holmes home run, another $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Keyhole. You could hear that in the locker room. When a hitter says, I keyholed it, what does he mean, Gracie?
He was looking for one pitch in one spot, probably a fastball down the middle. He got it, and when he got it, he killed it.
Reynolds takes outside. 2-1 the count.
You're looking for a pitch in a spot the size of a keyhole. Does that make sense? There's the keyhole. Just a little bitty spot right there. And he just destroyed it.
The 2-1.
Oh, my goodness.
2-2 the count.
Holy smokes. Is he okay?
I think he is. Batting average was better a year ago. The power number is not nearly the same. He got a lot more RBIs, a couple of more homers. He struggled of late. Fouls that one off. Mark 7 for his last 45. Since May the 4th, it's a 13-game run. He has struck out 19 times in that time. So the average now down to 221 on the year. 2-2. High, 3-2 the count to Reynolds.
That time he laid off the pitch up and in. A lot of 3-2 counts. He's thrown 2 3-2 sliders. Let's see if he throws another slider here to the right-handed hitter. He did, and he got him.
And it wasn't the prettiest of sliders either.
That's the thing. You just watch these pitchers enough. You know, they'll get into patterns. That's the third 3-2 count. That's the third 3-2 slider he's thrown. I mean, it's not rocket science figuring out these patterns.
So now Chris Young, 2 for his last 20, but what a difference a year makes for the Diamondbacks center fielder. This time last year, see those numbers? There you go, 177, 2 and 8 this time last year.
Good to have you back, CY.
And I mean, we're talking about right now, as you mentioned, we're talking about that batting average. It's 100 points higher. But still has struggled a little bit of late. The 1-1. 1-2 the count. Boy, he has thrown a lot of those sliders up.
He's leaving a lot of them awfully hittable. He wants another one, does Benji Molina.
2-2 the count. Exclusively a reliever with the Cubs for a couple of seasons. 57 appearances, no starts, a high ERA. Waves at a pitch outside. Looked like a slow curveball out there. By the way, do you know someone making a positive impact in the community? MLB and People magazine encourage you to nominate them as an all-star among us. Visit peopleallstars.com now through Saturday only to submit your nomination. They could end up representing the D-backs at the 2010 All-Star game. Come on, cuties, submit your vote. Here's Chris Snyder. Pitch is high, 1-0 the count. 221, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. And Snyder in his career not enjoying the Giants, a 199 career hitter against San Francisco. Two 2-0.
Chris Snyder got one right in the middle of the plate. He fouled it back.
Chris was 2 for 11 on the recent road trip. Double, couple of RBIs. And bigger picture, 3 for his last 28.
Ouch.
Now that was a good slider.
That was a very good slider, and that was a very good take of that very good slider.
Was that low?
It was called low, yes. Wellmeyer wanted it. Let's put it that way. Ooh, that was a real good slider right on the outside corner.
Two best ones he's thrown.
No question.
Two best sliders he has thrown.
Nothing you're going to do with that one, so just go ahead and take it. Hope you get something a little bit better to hit right here.
Let's see if he throws him another slider here. 3-2. Now fastball, he walked it.
Fastball and missed.
Big news out of Chicago. The Cubs are interested in bringing Bob Howery back to work there. We wish him well. We hope it goes well for him if that works out. Remember when we were in Chicago, Lou Piniella with high praise for Bob Howery.
That's old school Cubs jersey there.
It is. That looked like a young Mark Gray sneaking into the stands.
I
there.
love some old school, you know me.
Here's Ian Kennedy. Pitch is low, 1-0 the count. Hey, at some point in this telecast, Gracie, we've got to talk about all these great prep teams in the state of Arizona. Won a lot of titles this last weekend.
I like it. Let's do it. Why don't we start right now?
Nope, we come back from this break.
Okay.
Got another new feature.
What we got?
Shine the spotlight in the minor leagues each and every night. We're going to find a solid minor leaguer. Talk about their exploits.
Praise them a little bit.
You bet. There's a lot of them. Bouncing ball. A.J. Hinch is going to join us from the dugout as well. Got a lot going on. By the way, we also have a homer from Adam LaRoche, tied at 1. Time, Desert Ridge beat Phoenix Mountain Point 11-4. It was a 6-run 6th inning and a complete game performance by Scott Hoffman. Mountain Point junior Kevin Crone hit a solo homer in the game. He had 21 this season. 21.
Golly.
Tying him with former D-backs #1 pick Corey Myers for an all-class state record this season. Horizon won its 3rd state title in 4 years. 6th overall Saturday night, 11-9 victory over Scottsdale Desert Mountain. Program's 6th straight appearance in the championship game and 7th of the decade. There's a couple. We'll talk about some more as we go along. I mean, they deserve a little news recognition, right?
A lot of love. I agree.
Congratulations to all the young baseball players out there. One and 0 the count to Aaron Rowan. Change of pace, 1-1. Scottsdale Saguaro defeated Tucson Catalina Foothills, scoring 9 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning for a 4-1. Peoria Liberty baseball program won its first ever state title. The school's first of any kind in any team sport.
Good for them.
Peoria Liberty. Oh boy, that got Kennedy. He makes the play and he's hobbled pretty badly. He's going to go down. Goodness.
That is the last thing these D-backs need. Let's hope it didn't get bone, it just got flesh. Let's take us a look-see. Let's see where it got him. I think that's above. I think that's kind of in the Charlie horse area. That's very painful, folks. But I guess that is, if there's any good news with this, it's that it didn't get his arm. It didn't get his right arm anywhere. And it looks like it didn't get the knee.
It looks like it's the meat.
And Ian's saying that's easy for you guys to say. But
look at it.
You're not going to break anything. You're probably not going to have any DL time or miss any starts. It's just going to be sore, and you're going to have a nice little purple heart there.
There's no doubt. Tomorrow he's going to have a golf ball in that leg.
Yeah, and between innings you can get all kinds of stim and all kinds of treatment and whatnot. But that hurts. It does hurt.
He got the out, which is a nice part of it. And I don't know if he read the note that you and I put in his locker before the game today that he's not allowed to get hurt.
No, and that's why that ball got him in the meat part of that leg instead of maybe in a painful spot. Now that's fabulous news. Yeah, just keep stretching it and keep getting.
We don't want to downplay it, folks. It hurts.
It hurts.
We
badly.
know that. I mean, we know that it hurts.
That looks like Shane Doan. That's because it is Shane Doan, Captain Coyote. Oh, what a great year they had.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Just came up a little bit short, unfortunately, but man, what a pleasure it was.
That one skips in there, and the count 1-1. One run, 2 hits, and no errors for the Giants. A run on 1 hit, the homer, and no errors for the Diamondbacks. LaRoche with a home run. Change of pace. That still exists with the sore leg. 1-2 the count.
And another one.
Nasty.
I think the leg's just fine, Darren Sutton.
I think the leg is just fine as well. A nasty, nasty change there over the top of it. Swings Torres. I want to congratulate 3A baseball champ Chino Valley. They defeated Tucson Empire.
Now, can I go back to, did you say some team won the state championship scoring 9 runs in the last inning, in the bottom of the last inning?
Bottom of the 6th, they play 7 innings.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
but it was
somebody
their bottom half.
coughed up an 8-run lead in the bottom of the last inning.
The 1-0. That one is outside. 2-0 the count. Borgate Catholic edged Camp Verde for the 2A baseball crown. Dylan Tucker, by the way, pitched great for Chino Valley in that title. Fouled off. 2-1 the count.
2-0 change there, Darren, and a dandy.
Finally, Gracie taking home the title was a milestone on the 1A level. Town of Gila Bend. The team captured their first state title in school history with a 6-5 victory over Tucson Tanca Verde Saturday at Surprise Stadium. So congratulations to Gila Bend. Reynolds. That's a foul ball. Fortunately a foul ball.
That's the old trick, though, Darren. When it's foul, just let it go.
2-2 the count.
So is that it for the baseball champs?
Yeah, we showed the graphic, but I wanted to tell a few of the stories, if you don't mind.
I got to believe we're going to do the softball championships tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Yes, we are. The future of the game in this state. The 2-2. Bounces in there.
Now, we're not going to do the slow pitch softball. We're going to do like the high school softball. Is that correct?
Right.
We're not doing like the beer league softball.
No, we're not doing anything about where Eric Burns is playing.
Like teams named the Outlaws or anything like that.
No, the Owls, none of them.
Oh, we're not doing the Eric Burns team?
No. In on the hands, lifted to left field.
Anytime we talk about Eric Burns on the show at all, it's good for Hinch. Yep.
I got the note that you left in my locker to never mention it. In the box on Monday after fouling the ball off the lower part of his leg. Hanley Ramirez.
Get it, Hanley.
Jogged after the baseball. He was benched in that game. He was benched in yesterday's game. He was not apologetic at all yesterday. As a matter of fact, talked in a very negative manner about his manager, his lack of experience in the major league, saying he had lost respect for him. It took 24 hours for him to figure it out and to get it right and to do what he was probably needing to do right away, and it wouldn't have been a national story. This is what he said today. I regret that all of this has gotten so ugly. It wasn't my intention to create a distraction. I feel bad that things got to this point. The team and the fans don't deserve it. And he went on to apologize as well.
No. That sounds like an agent. Does that sound like Hanley saying that?
I don't know Hanley well enough to decipher.
Well, did you hear his comments about?
Oh, you bet I did. We showed him on television.
Okay, Freddie Gonzalez. Okay. I'd like to thank Hanley's agent for apologizing.
I do know.
He's playing tonight.
I do know that a couple of guys in that locker room, as that is swung right through by Kelly Johnson. The names of Ugla and Helms certainly spoke very clearly with Hanley Ramirez. They didn't speak through any representatives.
No.
They spoke directly to him. And Wes Helms downplayed it because Wes was talking about, I read some of his comments, and I spoke with Wes yesterday morning.
Who's a very good friend of this show, by the way. Big Tex.
An appropriate nickname, more than you know now, folks. But saying, well, it's not, I'm the leader, but a guy that plays every day has to be the team leader, and he's right. But I think Wes acted as a monumental leader in this case.
I think so.
I understand what he's saying, that he can't be the leader of the team. He doesn't play every day. I thought it was very telling.
But he can open up a can when he sees something he doesn't like, when he sees something that's very unprofessional. And I'm glad Hanley came out and said that. I'm glad Hanley's back in the game because baseball needs players like him. He's fabulous.
1-2 the count to Connor Jackson.
And on top of that, they're winning in St. Louis 4-0 in the 7th inning. So clear sailing over there in Marlinville.
For now. That one misses outside. Certainly hate to have it to come to that. The 2-2. Connor. 2 outs. Got in on his hands again.
Yeah, it's tough luck. Hit it hard, but right at your rebate.
And now Stephen Drew. Those Florida Marlins winning, as you mentioned, 4-0. Anibal Sanchez is pitching a shutout, striking out 8. Hanley Ramirez is 3 for 4.
Maybe just a not so gentle reminder. And like I said, good for Hanley Ramirez and good for the Marlins. Got it taken care of quickly. A lesson learned, I'm sure.
Ugla homered. We're not surprised. Maben hit another homer. If they get him going,
look out.
The 1-0. Stephen Drew out to short. Uribe in time for the out. 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. Five pitchers to lead the National League in strikeouts since 1999. So you're obviously doing the quick math. Multiple times pitchers have led the league in strikeouts in the National League. Very good question. Pablo Sandoval to lead things off. It was Sandoval with an RBI single back in the first inning. In his last 8 games here at Chase Field, he has 18 hits.
He doesn't make outs.
18 hits in his last 8 games here. As that one is outside.
He just doesn't make outs. Not against the Diamondbacks.
6-21 in his last 8 games here. And that's coach pitch stuff.
It's better than coach pitch.
The 1-0. Swinging right through it. 1-1 the count.
Pablo looks a little bigger. He's a big man. He's a little bigger.
Well, he knows that he's going to always have to take care of himself. Prince Fielder has the same mindset. He knows that he has to take care of himself.
I mean, even though he is you look at him, he's a big man, a portly, if you will, man. But he's got great feet. He's still very quick, runs pretty well. And boy, can he hit. Can he ever hit?
1-2 the count. As we mentioned, in May, has seen his average drop from 368 to 278, but again, he's back here at Chase. 23 years old, native of Venezuela. On a backhand, recovers, throws, in time, he got it. Nearly got that one to slip right by him, so Sandoval is out. A little bit more on the big fellow. Let's bring in Mark McClune. Mark?
Yeah, the Panda moving pretty quick down the line right there. Immediately after last season, Pablo Sandoval actually embarked on a monster training regimen he called Camp Panda. Now, I actually happened to come across him one morning when he was hiking Camelback. The reason I knew it was him is because he had a panda on the front of his shirt and Sandoval and the number 48 on the back of his shirt. It took Panda 54 minutes to get to the top of Camelback that day. He actually did it twice, did this regiment for about 3.5 weeks before going home to Venezuela for the summer. And the Camelback trip up the mountain was followed by weights and more cardio. Conditioning coordinator Ben Potenziano for the San Francisco Giants was quoted afterwards about Panda's mindset, saying, I guess you could say this on TV, guys, he was a real poopy pants afterwards. He wasn't very happy with himself, but judging by the way he just ran down the line, Panda's not carrying as much excess weight as he used to carry.
All right.
So he's thinner.
Yes, he is.
He looks big.
The 0-2. 1-2 the count. To Benji Molina. Benji lined to third back in the first inning. Look at that over the outside corner. That's strike 3.
Benji can't believe it. Jerry Nielsen. No, that's the outside corner, Benji.
See it again.
Let's take us a look. See? Yeah, Benji might have a bit of a gripe there. Benji, a guy that doesn't strike out very much.
No.
Or at least not in his career. He's like, yeah, if it's a strike, I'll swing at it, I promise.
Change of pace, 0-1 to count. To Jose, or I should say Juan Uribe, 31 years old. 6 go-ahead runs batted in this year of his 24 RBIs. Shoots that one down the line. So the Toronto Blue Jays are coming in this weekend.
They hit homers.
And they hit a lot of homers. They're leading by a score of 1-0 in Seattle.
Probably on a solo homer.
My guess is. Off the end of the bat, it's popped up. Chris Young, come on down. He is there. He puts it away. 7 in a row sat down by Ian Kennedy.
His leg's just fine.
Just fine. Talking strikeouts, talking pitchers, certainly there have been a multitude of big-time strikeouts around the league and the National League. Who has gathered them up? How about A couple of guys we know very well. Randy Johnson, Tim Lincecum, then P.V. Wood, and then Aaron Harang. That may be the surprising guy on the list. A couple of years ago, Harang had over 200 strikeouts in a season. 0-1 the count to Justin Upton. Bottom of the fourth inning, A.J. Hinch will be joining us between innings, and we will share his thoughts with you when we come back from the break. Justin, high fly, left field. That one is out of here. Donates another $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association.
Slider hangs right on the inner part of the plate. Justin Upton stays right on it, gets some lift, and gets it about 5 rows back. It must be made, Darren.
Here he comes, as you mentioned, getting that feel that he spoke of. LaRoche pops it up. Giving it a look is Sandoval. Pablo is there, and he puts it away. The Diamondbacks lead it 2-1 thanks to that man's 7th home run. 21 RBIs for Upton.
Third baseman, Mark Reynolds.
And now Mark Reynolds. Mark struck out. Kind of a funky slider that was left up and in. That was back in the second inning. A hitter that in that box drifts forward. Goes against a lot of the laws of what you would try to teach. Ends up hitting a lot of the times off that front foot.
Which shows you just how doggone strong he is, that he can still continue to hit the ball as far as he does. Basically on one foot. Ooh, he got a fastball in the middle. He took it.
Up and in. 3-1 the count to Mark Reynolds. Maybe coming back home will get Mark rolling.
Nice slider there on 3-1.
Three and 2 the count. Pops that one up. Shouldn't be room. There isn't. It goes into the seats, or it's a souvenir. And that first round of interleague play coming up this weekend. Something to shake away seeing your regular opponents, but the tough part of it is, as Mark gets a high fly, hugging the line, and that one goes into the seats. The tough part of it is this year, Diamondbacks don't get a walk in the park at all in their interleague schedule.
Try American League East, huh?
American League East, but there, there's that one easy game in the Central with Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Detroit's, they stink now.
Hopped it up.
No, they don't. They're a perennial playoff team now. Well, according to MLB, that's the Diamondbacks' geographic rivalry.
Is it?
Detroit, yeah.
Now, this is June. After, of course, Toronto, who is killing the ball.
Oh, dear. I want to be the first to wish the boys the best of luck.
It's interesting. You saw that part of the calendar where it goes St. Louis, then St. Louis, Boston, Detroit, Yankees, Tampa Bay. So St. Louis, Boston, Detroit, Yankees, Tampa Bay, and then St. Louis again. The 3-2.
That's a heck of an at-bat right there by Mark Reynolds. That had to have been 9 or 10 pitches there, 10 pitches. Fought off some tough pitches and got the walk. Good stuff.
By the way, update from Seattle, Gracie. Toronto leads Seattle in that game. The slugging Toronto Blue Jays with more than 60 home runs to lead baseball, and they've done it without a homer. They lead 1-0.
They manufactured a run?
Just a regular old RBI. by Fred Lewis, former Giant.
Yeah, former Giant. Doing well with Toronto.
Oh, he's doing great. He has 31 homers already. Here's Chris Young. I mean, what they do to the fences up there at Skydome or Rogers Center, is everything like 200 all around now? No, they had that kind of homer power in that roster.
It's now Williamsport.
Oh, do they now? And come on down, play their home games there. Chris struck you out back in the second inning.
Walmart takes his sweet time getting it to the plate.
He is a rather slow worker, isn't he?
Well, he's a bit of a slow worker, but he also has a slow delivery to the plate when he's in his stretch. Let's see if Mark Reynolds' legs are feeling up to maybe trying to swipe second base here.
Young in the left center field, running, sliding, making the play is Torres.
Big time speed there.
So Chris is retired. He played some center field last year, you fans remember, against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Chris Snyder with 2 outs. Pitcher on deck. Let's see if he finds something to drive.
Ooh, he took a fastball right down Broadway. Must have been looking for a slider.
0-1 the count. A.J. Hinch will join us from the dugout here in just a moment. With Arizona leading it 2-1. What should we ask him about, Gracie?
Well,
Ian's leg.
Yeah, Ian's leg seems to be okay. What about... Should we ask him about how he would have handled Hanley Ramirez?
Ooh. It's pretty tough on the spot in game thing, but maybe.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Let him know that Hanley apologized. We can
He
tell
probably
him that.
knows that.
No? Runner on the move, stolen base. Yeah, it's good to see Mark doing this a little more. It's good to see those quads feeling better because this is a guy who can steal you 20.
That's exactly right. Close play at second base. Benji makes a good throw, but the hop brings the glove up and just, oh boy, I think the D-backs might have got a bit of a break there. Kind of like the slide he hit and plugged. Let's see if Chris Snyder can make him pay. Ooh, we got a hanger.
Chris Snyder gunning down an opposing base runner. The Home Depot doing more on defense. Snyder earlier in the ball game and getting Shearholz. Very similar look to that tag, and that one called an out. One and two outs.
Look out. Change up that just missed.
72 pitches.
Tough to lay off there. Somehow Chris Snyder did.
44 stolen bases against the Giants this year. Number 1 in the National League. Arizona number 2, 34 against.
Having a nice at-bat here is Chris Snyder.
Trying at least to clear the pitcher. see how much of the strike zone this pitch gets on 3-2. Got a lot of it. Popped it up to right field. Put away, and the runner is left in scoring position. We'll talk with the manager right after this. One, Gracie, you. Hit by the line drive of Ian Kennedy.
Well, that ball's that's gonna hurt tomorrow.
It will.
And I told him I wish he would have done that when Sandoval hit the ball up the middle in the first inning, and he'd have a shutout right now. So, but all kidding aside, he's doing fine. It's going to be sore, but as his adrenaline's pushing and he's sweating, he'll be fine.
Justin Upton gave you the lead with a long home run, and it looks like he's starting to get a lot of confidence at the plate. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, he's getting his swing back, and what comes with that is his swagger at the plate. And it's uncommon for him to swing out of the zone so much, which is what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. But on this road trip, he found a little thing that's his key to keep him grounded in the batter's box and be able to let the ball travel to him.
Will we see you keep your foot on the gas on the base pads rest of this game?
Now we're going to try. We've been trying to do that this road trip. We've stolen quite a few bases, and then that's part of our identity. We hit the ball out of the ballpark quite a bit, but when we can keep guys awake, we get more fastballs. We hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Thank you, Skip.
All right, we'll see you.
Manager A.J. Hinch, 1-1 in the count to Nate Shearholz. Well, he saw it coming. It was a couple of weeks ago, Gracie. And A.J. was glad to answer the question about maybe not manufacturing runs, not stealing bases, not dropping down sack bunts, because he knew at some point they wouldn't hit homers at a record pace. Doesn't mean they can't, and it doesn't mean they're not talented.
No, that's exactly right.
But he knew that they weren't doing the things he's talking about.
Home runs are, the best home run hitters hit, let's just say a number, 40 home runs out of 500 and some odd at bats. So it's a rare occurrence, even for a big-time home run hitter. So you can't always depend on them. You just can't. And it's good to hear that A.J. and the fellows are going to step on the gas as far as the manufacturing and maybe trying to steal a few runs.
2-1 the score. Shearholz, fly ball, center field. Chris Young ranges over to his right, puts it away.
I think a lot of San Francisco Giants now are starting to think about that Ian Kennedy changeup. I think because of that now, he's starting to beat some guys with his fastball here as we get to the middle innings.
Two to one, he leads it. He can beat you with a fastball if you're looking for something else. Also hasn't thrown many curveballs as well in this game. Other times he'll throw that for a get-me-over strike. There's one. He missed with it. One and 0 the count. Ian Kennedy in his last 6 starts, a 2.41 ERA. 6 2/3 innings per start.
Well, that's a beautiful fastball right there on the outside corner.
Here's the key to those last 6 starts, though, folks. The team is 2-4 in those starts.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Well, it doesn't. Unfortunately, we've seen enough of this team this year to where for us it might, which has been frustrating for the back end of the rotation. Quest high-speed internet, high-speed pitch. Wellemeyer, Kennedy, 91 and 92. By the way, Quest a proud team partner and a proud network partner of Fox Sports Arizona. Love the way he peers out underneath that cap. The 1-2. This low curveball is pounded foul. He's never faced the Giants. So he will have a couple of first-timers throughout this season, his first in the National League. But he was part of a trio of big names mentioned on baseball's biggest stage. The 1-2. Outside corner, did some painting there to Ishikawa.
I think Ishikawa thought he might have painted the other batter's box, but
might have.
Jerry Mills is. He's been. Oh yeah, I think Ian Kennedy got a little help there, but he'll take it. But Jerry Mills has been consistent. He's been given that tonight. 6 strikeouts now for Ian Kennedy.
Oh, and 1 the count. Yeah, the trio, you probably have heard of them because it's on that big stage. Ian Kennedy, Phil Hughes, and Jabba Chamberlain all coming up together. All with a lot of pressure on them. Breaking ball gets the outside corner, 0-2. They were youngsters like that when they signed, but as you come to the Bronx, you grow up real quick.
That's right.
The 0-2, the right-handed pitcher. There we go, easy enough. Well, I tell you what.
He's impressive.
3, 6, 9, 10 in a row set down by Ian Kennedy. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by the law offices of Alcock and Associates. Dedicated to helping the seriously injured. Call 602-998-5000 for your free consultation, and by SRP, planting 1,000 trees for every Diamondback win this May. Visit srp.net/trees. Back at the ball yard, Ian Kennedy to lead things off. Mark Grace, Aaron Sutton, and you. Trust that you are having a good week, midweek, and you kids, you are almost done. As that one is a high strike. 0-1 the count to Ian. It is almost summertime. You almost can turn those books back in.
Which means we meaning you and I, Darren, and a lot of others. That was tapped up the middle for a base hit.
Oh, 1B for IPK.
Huh?
I know you like to call him IPK, so I just put the 1B by it.
Oh, okay.
It's his 3rd hit of the year.
Legs feeling great. Got a fastball in the middle. Chopped it right over the head of Wellmeyer and right over to the second base bag. Nobody going to reach that one. He's a good athlete.
He's a good athlete. You were about to say about summertime, though?
Oh, I'm just saying, so you and I and a lot of parents out there, we're about 2 weeks away from losing control of our homes.
Mm-hmm. As it should be.
No. Okay.
1-0 the count. Kelly fouls that one off. Johnson walked and struck out. At the schoolyard today. Kids were telling me about their summer plans. Traveling all over the place, taking trips. Some staying right here in Arizona, some going for a long time, a short amount of time. It's summertime. Camp is ready to be filled up with youngsters everywhere. Baseball camp, soccer camp, overnight camp. Get in those pools and stay in there all day. Oh, yes, we're headed to triple digits, Arizona. It's coming soon.
Get those kids out in it.
Ready to roll. Look at them.
Yeah, they're used to it.
The 1-2. Fouls that one off. By the way, tonight is one of the Arizona Diamondbacks school fundraiser nights. Field Elementary School is here. Maricopa Wells Middle School. Queen Creek Middle School. Any school participating in the program. Keep a portion of every ticket sold. This program has helped raise over $45,000 for schools throughout Arizona, and that's a good thing. A little bit low.
Didn't get the call from Jerry Mills, did Wellmeyer. Just missed.
I loved math when I was in school. What was your favorite
I
subject?
stunk at math.
You didn't like math?
Nah, well, it's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't get it. I got the elementary math pretty good, as that one's fouled away. If you'll allow me, Darren, this Saturday, the D-backs will host Studio 34 in the Miller Lite Diamond Club. Studio 34 is a club-themed event with DJs spinning music throughout the D-backs Blue Jays game. The best part of it is tickets are just $10 and include a $5 drink credit. Don't miss this party. Get a ticket now at dbacks.com/Studio34.
Well, you slid that in right there in that paper-thin slot. You slid in that read, and that was very well done.
I'm slowly but surely. You're teaching me well. You're teaching me well. You are.
I just think you didn't want to talk about math, so you changed the subject.
I got the elementary math, but once I got to like high school math, like algebra.
Calculus?
I never even reached calculus because I couldn't get past algebra. The a squared plus b squared, as that one's fouled off, equals c cubed, and I couldn't divide a polynomial. How about that?
Okay.
I struggled with trinomials, polynomials. I got the geometry stuff, the angles and trapezoid, rhombus, struggled.
3-2. Boy, what an at bat, a nice take. There may be a strikeout on that resume tonight, but there's also a couple of walks. So a couple of runners on for the man who is the bouncer at Club 34, Connor Jackson.
That's right, he is. We're going to get a visit from Dave Righetti first.
There he is.
Man, I'm telling you, he just looks like he belongs in the 70s, doesn't he? That's just big league. He's kind of giving you like a taxi driver look. Remember that movie Taxi Driver in the 70s?
That is awful, by the way.
Oh, it's big league. He's got his eyebrow spray and everything.
Oh,
come on, you know you love that.
All right. I can't admit to anything.
Yes.
There we go.
Now that's
calculus.
Now that's big league. Now, Connor Jackson can dress up all he wants. He's never going to look that good. Go Aztecs.
They have math there, right? You had to take some math courses.
Oh, yeah. Had to. struggled.
All right, Connor Jackson, nobody out. Gets by him, a little skitter on away, and runners move up.
Well, Ian Kennedy running the bases nicely. That was a good read. He scampered quickly, no hesitation. Now all of a sudden, no double play in order, and the Diamondbacks an opportunity to put some distance between themselves and the Gigantes. I just went bilingual on you. Did you notice that?
I know you did. Jacksonville is open for business out in left field.
Love it.
1-0 the count. Let's see if Connor can drive in a couple of runs here.
I was going to say, sac flies are nice, but man, I wouldn't mind one in the gap. That's not going to do either. Ooh, what a huge out there for Wellmeyer.
Pops that one up off the end of the bat. Boy, she did a nice job holding up that sign, and she did a nice job watching the game. Meanwhile, while he's texting all his buddies. You bet. Look at all the youngsters out there. School fundraiser night, and a lot of young kids. I know in my house they were ready for summer about 3 weeks ago. Those brains are full up. They're ready to take a break.
You remember those days. We couldn't wait for that last day of school.
Oh, boy, you drift all over. Inside, 1-0 the count.
My children, in the summertime, they when they're in the house, they eat.
Sure.
Oh, like Clydesdales.
Yes. Yes.
I can't keep enough food in the house.
The 1-0.
Makes you think this may or may not be a pitch around here, Darren.
Oh, boy.
Even though Justin Upton's swinging the bat well, he is right-handed. And there is a base open. He's also hitting to a double play, as well as homered today.
3 for his last 6, Steven, with runners in scoring position, including a homer. There's another homer. Out of here. Forget it, AJ. Just hit him out. He's running the bases, bunt people over, just hit it in the seats.
Watch where Benji wants it down. What's it do? It stays right in the middle of the plate. And Stephen Drew does exactly what you're supposed to do with that pitch. Crush it into the seats. And there's the breathing room that Ian Kennedy's been wanting for a few innings. Oh, what a big time season so far Stephen Drew's having.
Justin Upton breaks his bat. Into right field it goes. Upton is erased. Tried to shoot that one the other way, and the bat didn't cooperate. I'll tell you, for Steven, that's a 3-run homer. That's 4 homers. That's 17 RBIs. Now I think the RBI getting to where he'd like to see it. He's going to score a lot of runs. He's going to have a lot of extra base hits. That was his 24th run scored, and part of the Fulton Homes home run collection. Another $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. And by the way, the Giants, we've talked about how well they pitched, coming in with a 3.01 ERA. Fewest homers allowed in the National League. 24 homers allowed before the game. 24. For sake of discussion, the Diamondbacks have allowed 61 homers.
That is good discussion.
This earlier, keyholed it. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play.
Well, got a chance to maybe keyhole another one here, Darren Sutton, on a 3-1 pitch. I would imagine Wellmeyer might have an angry fastball on him if he gets the middle of the plate with it. Adam LaRoche might do the same thing he did earlier. He threw the fastball, but he threw it in a good spot around the outside corner.
Now, mind you, the Giants led in this game 1-0. That was after 1. And that has equaled victory quite a bit for them. High fly ball, well struck right. Did he get enough of it? Shearwell's going back. He just missed it. 3 runs across the plate on 1 swing of the bat. Stephen Drew, he missed his spot. That was just about into the corner, Grayson. Part our SRP text poll. The best rotation in the National League. Why don't you vote on it? Do you like Philadelphia, St. Louis, San Diego, or San Francisco? A, B, C, or D to 36929. And of course, Barry Zito with Matt Cain.
Or E, Milwaukee.
Well, I think Milwaukee fans would love to be able to vote for Milwaukee in good conscience, and Diamondback fans would love to be able to vote for Arizona in good conscience.
Giovanni Gallardo.
But neither one in good conscience, I would imagine, could vote for their teams. Milwaukee's ERA is 5.69 on the year.
Yeah, okay, I'll stand corrected on that. I had to have an E somewhere. You know me, I like to go off the board.
Well, I know you're a big Oliver Perez fan. How about the New York Mets?
I am a big Oliver Perez fan. By the way, he stinks. And not only that, but he takes forever to throw the baseball.
2-1 the count to Aaron Rowan. Five to 1, the Diamondbacks lead it.
Oh, what a beautiful changeup.
2-2.
That changeup doesn't stink.
Not at all.
That is a dandy changeup.
You probably would have to vote if you're going to vote within the box there. Those are the top 4 rotations. There's no doubt about it. San Diego leads the National League in ERA. Leads the NL.
Who's your vote?
Mark Reynolds, it's a foul ball. I vote for the team that's right here visiting. I vote for the San Francisco Giants.
I think I'm going to, for one of the few times in all these years we've known each other, I think I'm going to agree with you, Darren. There's 2/5 of that rotation, Matt Cain and Barry Zito. Barry Zito just very impressive this year. Of course, tomorrow starter Tim Lincecum, back-to-back size. Oh, what a pitch by Ian Kennedy, saying, I'm kind of anchoring down a rotation myself, says Ian Kennedy.
Yeah, he certainly is. This is the fearsome foursome. We talked about Kennedy with the 9 home runs allowed. Those 4 collectively have given up 10.
Jonathan Sanchez threw a no-hitter last year. He ain't giving up many hits this year. Boy, nice quick one pitch out. Yeah, Kenny's got it working right now, Darren Sutton. Folks at home. He's locked in.
That 8 strikeout total, tying his career high. Pitch count very manageable at 87 right now. And here's Sanchez. That Giants club, by the way, we mentioned the ERA of 3.01. San Diego leads at 2.74. I'll take those 4 right there, though.
Tell you what, you'd have, I know this is getting way down the road. You get this team in the postseason, and you run a 3, maybe 4-man rotation, somebody in a 7-game series, that's going to be tough to beat, Darren. That's going to be really tough to beat. Now, they have to get there first. Let's not kid ourselves, but they're going to run some arms at you.
They're playing really solid defense this year as well. Really good defense. Bouncing ball to short. Drew turns that one into an out, and the beat goes on. 13 in a row set down by the 25-year-old right-hander out of Huntington Beach, California. Joining us, let us summarize. A line drive right back through the box. The Giants scored first. They are 16-2 when they score first this year. The Diamondbacks trying to push those numbers aside. Home runs. LaRoche. Upton. Drew. 3 long balls, a 3-run homer there. And Ian Kennedy has been doing it at a very high level. Game summary brought to you by Blimpie. I'll tell you, it's become a joy to watch Ian pitch. Certainly, we know that he's a little bit of on-the-job learning as Denny Bautista takes over.
Leading off for the D-backs, third baseman Mark Reynolds.
And Mark Reynolds goes to work. Reynolds, and then Young, and then Chris Snyder. Mark a strikeout and a walk. Trying to get to 6 runs, because anytime they get to 6, that might have been the one. The Diamondbacks partner up with Taco Bell. 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the next day.
Well, I love these matchups. Power pitchers, power hitters, 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and the big ripping foul straight back. Throw another fastball. Let's see it. There you go. I love this kind of stuff. Let's play baseball. Hard throwing Bautista. Hard hitting Mark Reynolds. All right, put down a number 1, Benji. Let's see it.
0-2 the count.
Boy. Old school. Oh, not off speed.
He talked him into a curveball. Benji wanted to go fastball twice.
Well, I guess that guy knew what he was doing, but I wanted to see a fastball.
That was a wicked 0-2 pitch, my friend. You're right, but that was a wicked pitch. He believed in this one, didn't he?
Is that a split finger?
Curveball.
It's a curveball? Whatever it was pretty impressive. 97 miles an hour, and then that? Man, let's just go home.
Pretty good bullpen. Here's Chris Young. CY struck out, line to left. That's a slider, 91.
Well, this guy is about 6'5". I think about 6 foot of him's legs.
Mm-hmm. The 2-0. 3-0 the count as that one misses away. We got a new feature for you tonight, Gracie.
What we got?
We'll have to visit between batters here. You want maybe a hard thrower, someone doing good things. The 3-0.
Oh, we're going to take a trip down to the minor leagues.
Would you like to?
I would love to.
All right, we'll do it here in a moment.
Talk about some youngsters that maybe will be calling their name, in the future. I like that.
Proud of the work that Mike Berger and his crew does as that one has popped up. Benji Molina will give it a look. You know what? While we have him, let me introduce you to him. He was acquired from the Brewers in the Felipe Lopez deal. Our feature every night. Guys waiting in the wings. His name is Roque Mercedes. This is the work he has done in Double-A this year. 45 strikeouts, 35 2/3 inning. Fastball gets up to 94 with a slider and a changeup as well. Roque Mercedes dealing in Double-A.
And is he right-handed or left-handed, Darren?
He's a right-hander.
He's right-handed, okay.
There's a left-hander I'm going to introduce you to tomorrow.
That's impressive numbers in Double-A. Very impressive numbers. I would imagine we're going to see that young man sometime real soon.
Well, you hope so. As that one is a walk issued to Chris Young.
I may just pick him up at the airport.
How about those numbers? You like those?
I love those numbers.
You like that feature every night? Take a look at somebody?
If we can't do it twice a night, I'll take it once a night.
All right. Roque Mercedes, we have our eye on you.
Roque Mercedes.
Doing his work down in Double-A.
I like him.
Rico Bronya is his manager. Dan Carlson's his pitching coach down there. Turner Ward's his hitting coach.
Dan Carlson been doing a great job in the minor leagues for the Diamondbacks for years. Great job. Rico Bronya, always going to stick together with those left-handed hitting first basemen.
Why did I know you'd say that?
Hey, Rico was a good hitter.
Oklahoma State, right?
I'm not sure where he went to college.
Okay.
I know I played against him with the Phillies and the Mets for a while. He could hit. And so can Chris Snyder.
Another one. High fly, left field, way out of here. Bolton home homer. $150 Central Arizona Mountain Rescue.
Oh. I mean, 97 miles an hour. Chris Snyder just stays in perfect control. And as that one sails into the seats, Darren, I think that might be taco time.
Yes!
Now we're talking. Oh, there's a lot of folks just got very fortunate with those tacos. Get them crunchy if you wish. Get them soft if you wish.
Kennedy fouls that one off. I like the soft tacos.
Me too. I just don't like my soft tacos with arms.
No. Speaking of arms and legs, that body getting beat up by Benji Molina.
Oh, looking forward to those soft tacos tomorrow. I actually like the crunchy ones, though.
Let's see.
Oh,
golly. Right shoulder. Benji Molina grinding it out every single day. The 0-2, strike 3. Benji beat up, certainly. Loves to grind it out. Loves the homework part of getting ready for a game. Let's listen to the veteran catcher.
When the pitcher follows what we're doing, when the pitcher go out there with the game plan that we just discussed and execute, not necessarily execute because that'll be fun, but at least follow it. It's a lot of fun. When he goes away from what we discussed, it's not really much fun because you got to start thinking, what is he thinking? What am I thinking? What are we going to get him out with? And things like that.
And when they have tough nights, they don't follow the plan all the time, and you get foul tips. That's when you're really earning your pay. He's trying to stretch out that shoulder. That's certainly someone we both can say, Gracie and I'll speak for you, that we call a friend of this show. Plays with a lot of heart.
So. One of my favorite people and one of my favorite catchers ever.
The 0-2.
Gas.
Chris Snyder found a pitch to his liking. They struck out the side, by the way, that hard-throwing righty, but a walk and then that. Our APS Energy All-Star, Ian Kennedy. 1 run, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. And, of course, bouncing back from that line drive, looked like it got him right in the thigh. Came back, killing the strike zone.
It made him mad. He hadn't given up a base runner since then. And that was back in the 3rd inning. And here we are in the 7th, and the Kung Fu Panda stepping in.
7-1 the score, and he goes to work, driving it into left center field. It's down, up and over the wall for a double. That took about a half second to get over that wall on a bounce.
Now, he might have been struggling in this month, but he does not struggle in this ballpark, or he does not struggle against anybody wearing a D-backs uniform. He drove in the only San Francisco run in the 1st inning with a base hit, and bang, first pitch, RBI, or not RBI, ground rule double. Chris Young runs out of room, into the stands it goes. That boy can hit.
Here's Benji Molina. That right shoulder beat up pretty good as he takes a pitch high. 1-0 the count. Molina is hitting 17 of his last 19, about 340 during that time. Rolls that one out to third. Reynolds pops back up and on across in time for the out.
This is great field awareness here by Reynolds. You know, usually when he does this, he'll throw it from his knees. Now he realizes Benji Molina's running. I've got plenty of time. He gathers himself and makes a good, solid throw instead of rushing and not knowing who the opponent is. He's starting to become a veteran player, and he's realizing, okay, that's Benji Molina. I don't need to throw this from my knees and risk an error. That's a good play there by Mark Reynolds.
Just slowing the game down, no matter the sport. We hear athletes all around say that.
I just think all the work he's done with Matt Williams, I just think he has improved so much over there.
Just off the plate. Two and 0 the count.
Uribe could be coming out of his shoes here.
So he threw him a changeup. It's 3-0. In innings 1 and 2, Kennedy gave up a run, 2 hits, a couple of walks at 21 pitches per inning. He's allowed the first base runner since back in the second inning in this inning, but since then it's about 12.5 pitches per inning. And nothing at all in all innings up until this one. There's a walk. That's high. That's ball 4. 98 pitches. He wants to get himself through this 7th, no doubt about it.
Sure he does.
Opened it up. Thought he might have heard it ring.
And maybe expecting it to ring, but nothing yet. Ian Kennedy, your game, son. Your inning.
You can clearly hear it ring, by the way.
And I think he's earned that right, Darren Sutton.
Especially with a 7-1 lead as he misses away. Let's start watching a little more closely as he misses with the ball outside. That's that grip. That's a good shot of it there between the middle finger and the ring finger. Now he grips that baseball, that Vulcan change. Now obviously he'll adjust it as he throws it. Two and 0 the count. Missing quite a bit in this inning.
Yeah, when a guy that's had very good control for most of the night starts missing, you start worrying about fatigue. But you know, he's gone plenty more than 100. And there's the phone ringing down in the bullpen. That's all it takes to make that phone not ring. Just make a good pitch on the outside corner and get an easy fly ball off the bat of Nate Sherholz.
It's an interesting concept, by the way, as Heilman gets loose. You can hear that phone ring in Chandler. I mean, literally, if you're in Chandler in your home, you can hear the Diamondbacks.
I agree.
I think the starting pitcher hears that phone ring. You want to talk about something locking you in.
You know what? That's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, I'm sure he does hear it.
Getting the last bit until that tank goes empty.
And it might get under a pitcher's skin.
You bet.
He's thinking of taking me out of this game.
I better start making my pitches here. Dial it in a little bit. I mean, it is loud, folks. You'd rip it out of the wall if it were in your home. That's how loud it is. Trying to get through 7 innings, 103 pitches. Then they'll decide. Fouls it back to the screen.
He just challenged him with the fastball.
Travis walked, struck out looking. Done a great job pinch hitting. But as we mentioned earlier, thrilled he got a rare start tonight. Wanted a photo of that lineup card. Hot shot on a backhand. Glove save, LaRoche, and a beauty. 7 solid innings. He and the Diamondbacks lead it 7-1.
Joe, you want to talk starting pitching, Ian Kennedy, don't you?
First inning didn't start out the way Ian wanted to. Quick correction. He's been cruising since.
Let's go to the arbitrator, Shane Doan, the captain of the Coyotes, who has the pool here tonight. We're going to talk Ian Kennedy, but you want to talk the long ball, don't you?
Yeah, the kids are loving it. The sprinkler system's going off every inning, it seems, in the last few, and it makes it for a lot of fun for us.
Darren, I don't know if I've told you this. Mark Grace, you might know this, but Shane Doan is a huge baseball fan. Big fantasy league guy. He traded Pablo Sandoval for who?
For Crawford and a second-round pick, which turned into Zambrano, which I don't like Lupinello right now very much for moving him out of the starting rotation, but we'll deal with that later.
And you had, I'm sorry, you had Joe Borowski
at
one point?
In 2007, the year that he led the league in saves, and then the following year I had, I can't remember who I had, but I had back-to-back years.
Smart man. That's why he's the captain.
That is what he's the captain. How about that, guys? Hanging out with the captain of the Phoenix Coyotes, one of the biggest baseball fans. He drives me crazy all winter long. He wants to talk baseball, Darren.
Good stuff. Another one driven. Shane Doan like that one, but the ballpark holds it.
Hey,
you tell him, Todd, that Pinella's putting Zambrano back in the rotation.
My sources just told me that Lou Piniella is putting Zambrano back in the rotation. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I am, because he got his 10th relief appearance tonight, which gave him his relief status. So now I can use him both as a closer and as a starter, which gives me a little flexibility in the bullpen.
I have to ask one hockey question for the Coyote fans that are watching, Shane. If we were all in Chicago getting ready for Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals to play the Blackhawks, would you be playing?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I thought I was close in Game 7, and there's no way I'd not be playing.
That hurt. Let's talk fantasy league baseball. The captain, Shane Doan, Vern Fiddler, Tyson Nash from the Coyote family, extended family hanging out here at the pool tonight, guys. When we get you set for the post-game show in a little bit, Shane Doan will be moderating at some point, I'm sure.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. 2-0
That's a good man, Shane Doan. Very good man. And as is Todd Walsh and Joe Borowski.
We already knew that.
We know that, but that's a very good man in Shane Doan, and one heck of a hockey player.
2-0 the count to Steven. 2-1 over the outside. By the way, the Diamondbacks have hit 4 homers tonight against Giants pitchers. In their previous 10 games, San Francisco pitchers allowed a total of 4 home runs.
Pretty amazing.
As that one is high.
This guy's got one of them. Steven Drew, a 3-run homer back in the 5th inning.
Oh, by the way, that bullpen is quiet again.
That's the way to make that. Take that bullpen phone right off the hook is get a couple outs.
Gracie, you were asking me the other day about the game 1. Well, here's game 2. I know you've been busy dialing it in, so the Lakers are victorious. And they lead by a score of 2-0 in that series.
Yeah.
By the way, all your exclusive coverage of the series, check it out on FoxSportsArizona.com. Full court coverage online at FoxSportsArizona.com.
Those doggone Lakers, they just have a extra gear in the postseason, don't they?
They do. Guys get to come back home and play right in front of the home crowd now. Maybe that'll change things up. The 1-0 to Justin. Slider waves through it, 1-1. Picked on a slider back in the 4th.
High, towering long ball.
One and one to count. Well, here on May 19th, we wish Brandon Hinch a happy birthday. He is with his Tigers, leading Oakland 4-0 in the 7th. Turk Wendell's birthday is today.
Oh, man. Former teammate.
Was he as out there as the article said?
In what way?
The superstitions?
Well, when he was with the Cubs, you know, he had all the crazy superstitions and all that stuff, but once he didn't get anybody out, the manager decided, you know, maybe you should stick those superstitions in your pocket and just go pitch. And he ended up having himself a nice career.
Nice man?
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy.
Good to hear.
But, you know, the teeth brushing and the, you know, all the quirkiness.
The licorice.
Yeah.
Leaping over the line.
Yeah, he leaped over the line. But there was a point where in the minor leagues, he wouldn't pitch. He'd have to wave at the center fielder, and the center fielder had to wave back. And if the catcher was squatting, Turk had to be standing. And if the catcher was standing, Turk had to be squatting. Okay, Uncle, just get the ball and pitch. Let's go.
Shall I move along?
Yes. Good man, though.
Well, a happy birthday also to Alan Zinter.
Oh, coaching the Diamondback system.
He's in Visalia coaching. Coaching the Visalia Rawhide. You know what? I think next week we're going to take a look at some of his hitters. How's that sound?
I think that's a great idea. One quick thing back on Turk Wendell.
Sure, I'd love to hear more.
He's got a beautiful wife named Barbara. And they got married and on their first anniversary. Turk got her a nice present. You know what it was?
What's that?
No, I mean, you could probably guess.
I don't know, maybe a trip to Italy.
Well, no.
A fur coat.
No. I mean, good guesses and logical guesses.
A diamond watch.
That's another logical guess, but no, that's not the answer. Turk got her an ant farm.
An ant farm?
An ant farm. You know those things, yeah, you know, the sand or the dirt's all in there. You know, it's like, and there's ants in there. Yeah. Barb, I love you, honey. Have an ant farm.
I like that.
I'll go ahead and try to give Kristen an ant farm on your anniversary.
That won't go well, will it?
I wouldn't think so.
Meadows, former Diamondback, warms. What if, like the man at first base over there, I wanted to give her maybe, I don't know, thinking of some gift ideas. The 1-0 is low.
Well, knowing Adam, like maybe some squirrel skin shoes.
Or a shotgun.
That's right. Valentine's Day. Here, honey. Have a shotgun.
The 2-0 inside.
I don't think I'd make the mistake of giving my ex-wife a shotgun for That might cost me dearly.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. 3-0 the count. Mark Reynolds. Hitters count. Dave Righetti out to visit. Just in case there might be some work in that bullpen. Bautista trying to find himself. Snyder's homered. Drew's homered. Upton's homered. LaRoche is homered. The 3-0. 3-1 the count. Hey, by the way, same two teams tomorrow will have it for you. Rodrigo Lopez on the mound against Tim Lincecum. The 3-1. We'll do it again with a full count. Here he is, two-time Cy Young Award winner. Can't wait to watch him pitch.
He is so big league. Looks like Black Beauty with that flowing mane.
A mile high. Under it is Ishikawa. Trying to add on to that 7-1 lead on the bump tomorrow night. Talking pitching over there. That's Sanchez and Zito. That is big league. Fox Sports Arizona presents Diamondbacks Baseball, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit Southwest.com, grab your bag, it is on, and by your Valley Hyundai dealers. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, your dollar. Hyundai, now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. Visit ValleyHyundaiDealers.com. Ian Kennedy still working his magic on the mound. John Bowker will pinch hit, 213 this year. He'll hurt a mistake. He has proven that to the Diamondbacks on many an occasion. Long-time minor leaguer. 2 home runs in those 61 at-bats this year. So slugging just .344. Here comes one of those trademark changeups on 0-1. It was up, but there's LaRoche to gobble it up. In time and to the bag he goes. So the pitcher's spot with a pinch hitter done. Again, he's been good tonight, Gracie. I mean, it's getting to be a broken record, but it's one we want to keep broken. Talking like this about Ian Kennedy.
I just can't get enough of watching him because, you know, Darren, going into this season, and there was just so many question marks about Ian Kennedy. You know, he had an aneurysm in his arm last year and missed the entire season. I don't think anybody in the Diamondbacks organization even knew if this kid was gonna be okay to make the starting rotation for the Diamondbacks. Well, after a tough couple outings in spring training, he righted the ship and earned himself the right to make the ball club. Now he made the ball club, and man, he is absolutely impressed. He has been the star of this starting rotation so far. Consistent, and how about going deep into games? That was something else he hadn't done in his career.
Change up on 1-0, 1-1 the count. Now, mind you, I mean, you talk about going deep into games. Those first couple of starts against San Diego and against LA, he threw a lot of pitches, didn't get deep into the games, about 20-plus pitches per innings. Stoudemire got in his ear a little bit and said, I need more. I need you to make an adjustment. I need you to stop nibbling. I need you over the wide of the plate a lot more. Okay, coach, let's go to work on it. Bang! I mean, it immediately turned then.
And he hasn't looked back.
No.
It's made him so much better pitching to contact. And, oh, by the way, his strikeouts are way up because of it.
Right.
8 more tonight.
3-1.
Go ahead and just put the phone down there, Mel. He's just fine.
Is it back to Heilman now? It was Vasquez for a moment on 3-1. Bouncing ball, Reynolds ranging to his left. Interesting way he threw it, but he did anyway in time for the out.
Every time the phone rings, the very next pitch, he gets somebody out.
Funny how that works.
So go ahead and put the phone down, Mel. I'm just fine.
Heilman warming. 111 pitches. That is his high. Earlier this year against Philadelphia, he threw 111. He'll be just fine.
Beautiful. Go ahead and get ahead. He's really had Andres Torres messed up tonight with the changeup. Torres just hadn't seen the changeup very well, so a couple of fastballs to go 1-1. Let's see if he breaks out the changeup now. Wow. Well, that looks like a losing streak, or a winning streak may just come to an end there in LA.
Outside, 2-1 the count. You know, with regard to that changeup, his bread and butter pitch, when he got to USC, Mike Gillespie, his head coach there, who now coaches at UC Irvine, said, you're going to learn it. You have to learn it. Here it comes.
See what I mean? Torres hadn't been on that pitch all night. It's been the same result. Every changeup he's thrown to Torres, everyone has been swung and missed. Go ahead and throw it again there, son. Changeup.
On 2-2. Changeup got him. What a night for Ian Kennedy. Each and every time, every 5 days, this young right-hander has been dependable. He was a must-have in the deal with the Yankees and the Tigers. 7-1 the score. Glad to have you back. Ian Kennedy walks off, handshakes, high fives in that dugout. And another fabulous outing by the right-handed pitcher. And with that changeup that you asked him to throw, it was a thing of beauty. The outing was a thing of beauty, a career high in strikeouts.
He's becoming a lot of fun to watch, Darren. He's carved up good hitting teams, average hitting teams. You name it.
Former Diamondback Brandon Metters takes the assignment. And the 1-0. 1-1 the count. Whiteside takes over behind the plate. You can see the numbers for Brandon this year. Very respectable. Struggled against those first batters, though. Less than half the time. Opponent's hitting nearly 350. As the curveball is high. Whiteside catches. Rollinger is at short. Bowker is in left. High shot. Pablo Sandoval won't get there. Young picking him up and putting him down. Into second he goes with a double. So Chris Young with a walk. And now a double. Hopefully that'll turn him in the other direction. It always is nice when you walk before, see a bunch of pitches.
Remaining in the game in left field, number 20, John Bowker. Now catching number 22, Eli Whiteside.
Sandoval can't make the play. A hot shot down the left field line. A couple more trips up Camelback Mountain. I imagine he's going to make that play.
Here's Chris Snyder. Mark McClure was telling us about all that hiking he's been doing on Camelback in the wintertime.
Interesting.
Won the count. Snyder down the line. How about Big Night? Young comes on down. Snyder with a double. Back to back, he trades places. So Chris with a walk, fly to right, and now a double.
Breaking out of it in a big way is Snyder. Fastball in. He turns on it. Just keeps it inside the left field line. And another RBI. That's 4 of them tonight for Chris Snyder. So he's breaking out in a big way.
Gerardo Parra back in the big leagues. Big numbers down in the minor leagues, as you saw earlier.
And a big old attaboy to Ian Kennedy tonight. That's
Boy,
who
you
Parra's
said it.
hitting for.
Well, the beat just goes on. I mean, for Kennedy, it's one good start after another. It's 7 good starts in a row. Parra on the ground. That's a fair ball. Runner moves up to third in Snyder. And so Parra on a 3 unassisted ground out. May get the start tomorrow against Tim Lincecum. Enjoy it, young man. Welcome back to the big leagues.
That's there he is. Get to know him well. He is a lot of fun to watch pitch. Nicknamed the Freak. Once again, freaky numbers.
How about that in his career against the Diamondbacks? Rodrigo Lopez. You just pitch against the bats for the Giants when you're out there. You can't really worry about the man who's pitching. You just keep them as far down as you can. And he's done a great job.
I remember Jeff Pico, who's now a pitching coach in the Diamondbacks minor leagues. Kind of the head pitching coach, I guess, if you will, the organizational pitching coach. That one swung and missed. His major league debut, he threw a complete game shutout against the Cincinnati Reds. And they asked him after the game how he's doing. Yeah, I felt good. He says, well, how do you feel your next outing is against Dwight Gooden and the Mets? Jeff said, well, can he hit? Talking about Dwight Gooden, he goes, I can't worry how Dwight Gooden's pitching. He goes, I just have to worry how he's hitting.
That's great. That's perfect. And that's all Rodrigo Lopez can worry about.
That's right. Just try to get Tim Lincecum out. That's all you can control.
By the way, Kennedy now, in his last 7 starts, is averaging 7 innings a start now. 7 innings a start. He's got 41 strikeouts, 13 walks. And in his last 7 starts, ERA of 2.20.
That'll make a pitching coach very happy.
He's saddled right up by him, isn't he?
And why wouldn't he?
Fun little short series.
Mel's a lot more fun when he's happy.
Oh, he is. I mean, it depends if the kind of mood you're in. If you want to see somebody with an edge and you get joy in that, then he's also fun to be around.
Yeah, good point.
He can get a good edge to him.
I don't like a grumpy Mel.
No.
Oh, dear.
Kelly Johnson, is he joining in the fun? High drive. Out of here. Out there in Shane Doan country. There it is. He was asking for the homers. Donor was loving the homers, and there's another one, a Fulton Holmes home run. $150 to Central Arizona Mountain Rescue. And for Kelly, that is 12.
A big old hanging curve ball. Boom. Kelly just continues. And let's see. Yeah, save the baby, Shane. There you go. High, towering. Tremendous home run.
Connor Jackson gives it a ride into the gap in left center field. That one is down. And so Connor with a double. He needed that. Joined in the fun tonight. He hadn't truly been invited to the party. That's his first hit of the evening.
Always nice when you get to, instead of peeking in the candy store, you get to come on in. That makes the folks, all 2 of them out there in Jacksonville, happy.
I love Jacksonville.
I do too. I think that's kind of cool. We got Uptown out in right field, Jacksonville out there in left field, and I would imagine Youngstown, like Youngstown, Ohio, out there in center. What do you think?
It's Youngtown, no S.
Oh. Well, why's that?
Well, I'm just telling you what it's called.
Oh,
I like Youngstown because that's where I go for my basketball coverage in the wintertime.
Yeah, you have to
I've been there. So I don't know what else to tell you. 5 homers, by the way, ties his season high in a game. They hit 5 against Philadelphia. I did kind of correct you there, didn't I?
No, that's all right.
I just know what they were calling it.
Who's they?
The fans made a sign, Youngtown. City on the, I'm told, over there on the other side of town. That's right. Youngtown over on the west side of town.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
No, I like Youngstown better, too.
I'm right there with you.
I think so.
Well, sure.
Oh, and 1 the count to Augie Ojeda. 1-1 the count. I think in left field they also could call it New Jack City.
Or the house that Kojak built.
Oh, it's one of the better nicknames.
Well, it is, and it's one we're proud of.
Augie back to Metters. A little rundown going.
Easy, Connor. Easy, Connor. Did he hurt himself?
He hobbled a bit.
I think that hamstring might have gone again. Oh, boy. In a game like this, you're trying to... Yeah, you see the hobble right there. Let's hope that's just a grab and not a pull.
And an immediate visit from the trainer and the manager. Breaking ball, strike one to Justin Upton. By the way, stay with us. Quest Diamondbacks Live, our post-game show. Todd and Joe getting prepped out there in the Mothership Studios. That one misses in. Jack Hall still warming. 1-2 the count. Justin Upton. Homer back in the fourth inning. Fly to right, struck out, and grounded into a double play. The 1-2. Hot shot, base hit. Went up the ladder on Metters. They're beating up their old teammate pretty good here tonight.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle for Metters this year after having a nice year for San Francisco last year. Diamondbacks just brought their home run swing tonight.
This club's hard to figure.
Very well said. And score a bunch, then get shut out. Score a bunch, score one. You know what that makes me want to do, Darren?
What's that, Grace?
Well, I'll tell you about a bat and ball set.
Oh, good call.
Every Sunday is Kids Sunday at Chase Field. The first 5,000 kids to the game this coming Sunday, May 23rd, will get a D-backs ball and bat set courtesy of Sanderson Ford, Lincoln Mercury. Call 602-462-4794 or visit dbacks.com/Sunday. That's kind of cool. Ball and bat set.
Have you seen it?
I haven't. Is it nice?
It's really nice. Thought we'd have had a couple of them to show off by now. Saw a bunch of them downstairs with the guys. You know what? Why don't you folks, if you're within the sound of our voice, run a couple by the booth here in a minute. As that
Love
one is
to see
low.
'em.
And we'll show them to the fans. We're holding up in our post-game hit. Talk about all the homers that have been hit. So you'll see
of
'em.
homers.
You'll see it in our post-game hit. We'll show you that set. That's a neat deal. Two and 0. Matter of fact, if they bring one for me early, two, I'll let you take them home tonight. Let the boys preview them.
Oh, man, my sons would love that.
Yep. For
I think they would
$100
really
each.
love that.
High drive. It's belted to center field. Did he get another one? You bet he did. That one's out of here. My goodness. Six home runs in the ball game. When you figure out this club, folks, let me know all about them.
6 or 7 feet above that yellow stripe, and it's a tough night for Mr. Metters.
Doan spending some cash, another $150 to the Central Arizona Mountain Rescue Association. Mark Reynolds with a fly ball. Well struck to center field. Last 6-homer game, June 17th, 2008 against the Oakland A's. you out to Section 111 at Chase Field, the interactive kiosk. They would love for you to play Kachinko. Gila River Casino.
On the right side. Yep.
Oh, that's a great spot over there at the very end. Wild Horse Pass, hotel and casino, a great spot. That's Shula Steakhouse. Chad Qualls goes to work. So Qualls, part of a bullpen that has had a tough season. Any work right now, good work, and zeros are good for the psyche when you struggle like this pen has. Collectively, Qualls and his mates, an ERA of 7.98 this year out of that bullpen.
Chad Qualls going to try to lower that number a smidge, and he is on the heels of one outstanding effort again by Ian Kennedy. Qualls, the closer, going to take over, and he's going to have to go through the heart of the order, starting with Freddie Sanchez.
Perfect spot right down the middle. Strike one, Chad Qualls. High fly right sends Justin back, shy of the warning track. He is there, and he puts it away. Miller Lite, what's brewing? The big bats of the Toronto Blue Jays come to town after Lincecum works against Lopez tomorrow. Brandon Morrow against Dan Herron. Herron looking to get back on track. We're not used to seeing a 4.83. Edwin very good last time, but he's got to have quite a few to lower that ERA. And Sean Markham's having a great year.
Fabulous year.
Joe Garagiola will be with us on Friday in the
you
booth.
got the Hall of Famer.
You bet. He stopped by tonight.
It's always good to see him.
Oh, and 1 the count. 2 outs to a victory for Arizona, a much-needed victory. And they tell themselves with a record of 16-24. There better be many more where this came from tonight. And they hope to get things going in the right direction. I mean, a devastating 0-6 homestand last time they stopped by. Inside, 2-1. Qualls last pitched in Atlanta, and so that was 5 days ago. That's another reason, no matter the score, he needed to work. And that was that tough blown save. Base hit to end it. Third of an inning, 3 hits, 2 runs earned with a walk. Bouncing ball, foul ball. Two and 2 the count. The big right-hander. Went to high school in Harbor City, California. The 2-2. Slider just missed.
I think you'd look good in one of those Kung Fu Panda masks. I think we need to get one of those sent up to the booth.
Anyway, 3 and 2 the count. Helped him out, waving at a good hard sinker into the dirt, so the Panda is done for the evening. Our SRP text poll. Now you can see the Giants didn't live up to their vote total tonight, but the fans at home thinking that San Francisco is their favorite rotation.
I think you and I are right there with them.
Tell you what, I think the second best one got the least amount of votes. That's St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I think that's the second best.
Carpenter, Wainwright.
That's a fair ball. Down the line it goes. Whiteside races on around with a double. By the way, that 6-homer game, let us double check that. It was in 2006. It was at Wrigley Field in 2006 on July 31st. This ties a club record tonight.
Well, if the Giants score 12 here with 2 outs. Diamondbacks will have a chance to maybe break that record in the bottom of the 9th.
Well, that won't be happening.
No?
No.
Okay. I'd like to see the bullpen just get a nice scoreless inning here.
Be good for him.
Be good for Chad Qualls. He's one of the many guys that have struggled out in the Diamondback bullpen.
Slider is high, 1-0 the count.
This is Matt Downs. He's hitting for Uribe in this situation.
Out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 1-0 the count to Downs. 2-0.
Get his attention.
'36th round selection back in '06. He's made it all the way to the big leagues. The 2-0. Two and 1 the count. Russell Matt Downs in this opportunity. Went to the University of Alabama. Went to Shelton State Community College in Tuscaloosa. Slider and a dandy. 2-2.
All right. Come on, Diamondback fans. Stand on up. There you go. There you go.
Two. Did he on the slider? Yes, he did, and that is the ball game. Down goes Downs, and up in the standings, at least for a day, go these Arizona Diamondbacks. They pick up a victory. 17-24 on the year. Boy, they needed that. They have dropped 6 in a row at home to end things, and certainly a positive step in the right direction for the Diamondbacks. Kennedy, the story tonight, he was fabulous. Lowers his ERA to the low 3s on the season, and for Ian, he is 3-2 on the year. A run on 4 hits and no errors for San Fran. 13-11-0 for Arizona. Gracie and I will pitch in on the post-game show. Let's get it going. Joe and Todd, take it away now.